High school, the first step into the real world. A time for kids to become adults and learn the knowledge needed to be successful in life. Sports, clubs, and dances go to shape our youth into upstanding citizens. This is how things are supposed to work. Sadly, this is not the reality for everyone.
Schools always aim towards the middle. So the average student has so many attendance absences, and the absent student's allowed so many days off. But there are a lot of kids that aren't average. The higher levels kids, kids who do well don't ever worry about that. They're never absent. But the other kids who can't get up or work to 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I remember one of the things that I used to always just blow my mind. At the beginning of the year, if there were 36 kids, of course, there are always big classes, but a teacher knew how to make those smaller classes, which was ignore the kids that didn't show up.
I started experimenting lightly with drugs in ninth grade, but my serious dive happened in 10th grade when my brother took a real serious dive for the worse. I guess, his sickness and my drug use were kind of really closely related. The sicker he got, the more drugs I would do. Which, it's bad. Seriousness of my brother's sickness didn't hit me till like 10th grade. This one time I was helping him up the stairs after we went to the store. And we lived on the 3rd floor, so it was quite a bit of stairs, but like every step he took, it took so much effort and it just hurt him so bad. And that's when it really, hit me, My brother has a hard time walking upstairs. That's pretty serious. And that's, that got me that night, just kind of all collaborated, and I realized how serious things really were. All my frustrations that took him out at school, whether it was, causing a fight or showing up really late for class, it kind of changed. I was just, projecting all my negative energy at school where I could, instead of at home where it was already, everyone was scared and already a kind of a negative vibe.
I mean, we had an attendance policy, like if you never showed up, that was it. But we also we figured that attendance was a major issue, and we needed to be as flexible as possible, all right? And so I had counselors and the teacher had to call those students all the time. Secondly, those who were working.
And ultimately that was my downfall. I just stopped caring completely. I wouldn't even go. I'd rather work and make money than go and waste 6 hours of my day sitting in a classroom,
Thirdly, those who were really not involved in the mainstream of the school. Mainstream of the school is clubs, sports, activities, all that kinds of stuff. The kids that I saw and the kids that I knew needed a school like this, they weren't bad, even though some may have had, juvenile records, but they just needed more one-to-one.
I remember in 10th grade, especially right after he had passed, they put me into this special needs program they had at Hillcrest. It was called like Group Dynamics or something like that, and we'd get away for an hour and they'd make us do arts and crafts and silly stuff like that to calm us down. But I'd usually ditch it and go do something, go smoke bud with my friends or go rail an Oxycontin in the bathroom. It was really bad looking back on it now. Can't believe I'm still alive after all the stuff I've done sometimes,
You can tell if a teacher really likes you as a person and doesn't judge you. And that's what I said we had to have. Okay. In fact, I had one teacher the first year at Valley, and he was just mean to kids. And I finally, I went and told him, I said, you can't act this way. I don't care who you think you are. He quit.
Real turnaround for me when I was going to Valley was my creative writing teacher, Lisa Kolstad. She, I don't know what it is. She saw something in me, but just one day out of the blue, she's all like, would you be on our newspaper staff? And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
So flexibility, that was very, very important. And secondly was understanding, non-judgmental. And the bottom line was that you really, really needed to love these kids.
Still, my first day there, she's like, all right, Ethan, you're editor for next year. And I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? this is my first day in class and you're giving this much faith in me. And like, her alone, just all that faith she put into me, you know, saying I could do it, I could write, I could learn all this stuff, you know, would just like, it completely flipped me around. It was just like, wow, there's actually people out there that care, you know, and I am smart enough to do this, you know. It was just, you know, that one teacher having faith in me that really flipped it around. It was just amazing. Never had that before.
I think it was to help young people get over a hurdle, whether some trauma early in their life, high school is not successful, they left high school, and most of the time are reminded by anybody and everybody, oh, you dropped out, huh? You're a dropout, huh? So the idea was to help them get over that hurdle, okay. But secondly, it was to provide an environment for teachers who really wanted to teach. They didn't want to just put in their time. They wanted to teach and provide them with all the flexibility they needed to have.
My plans for the future, I would say start college, get a writing degree of some kind, make some more documentary films. I want to finish my book off. Ultimately, I just want to get my word out there, you know? I want the world to hear what I have to say. That's my plans for the future.
Yeah.
The shot looks wonderful, Scott. You'll love it. You will love it.
I hope he loves it.
Don't do crack.